Hello, my pack, my tribe. Welcome to Howling After Dark. That was my new theme song. I'm going to play one more song, just because I'm waiting for other people to tune in. So this is their little bit of stall time. I think you'll like it. It's called The Haunting by a band called Set It Off. Alright, here we go.
Come on in, boy, said the skeletons sitting by her closet door. Dirty secrets, empty memories, and broken hearts across the floor. I was knocked out, heels overhead, so you dragged me by my feet to a ghost town where you buried me. No wonder no one heard my screams. Love so alive, but it died in its sleep. And now that it's dead, I live in your head, and I will haunt your fucking dreams. No one will love you like I did, will treat you like I did. So go on where that started, let her. No one will love you like I did, will touch you like I did. So good luck finding something better. Run away, boy. If you couldn't tell, baby's got a thirst for blood. A subtle system, wicked melodies, craving bullets from her gun. So her trips, they follow every word, little sparkles in their eyes. Could you love her, turn an enemy, just to watch them burn alive? No one will love you like I did, will treat you like I did. So go on where that started, let her. No one will love you like I did, will touch you like I did. So good luck finding something better. Someday you may find that picture perfect guy, and I'll chase my words with poison until that day arrives and flight takes to the sky. Fill your void with open eyes, so no one will love you like I did, will treat you like I did. So go on where that started, let her. No one will love you like I did, will touch you like I did. So good luck finding something better. No one will love you like I did, will treat you like I did. So go on where that started, let her. No one will love you like I did, will fuck you like I did. So good luck finding something better.
Alright, my pack, my tribe. Welcome back. Alright, so what I was attempting to do last night was do a real live EVP session right here in my new house, which I've named, by the way, GhostWolf Manor, because it's a huge house. It's 3 stories tall, 4 bedrooms, including an attic, which has been converted into the master bedroom. I'm here in my dog's room. He's actually asleep, not 3 feet from me. And I've been sleeping in here with him while we get everything situated. Anyway, so just like last night, the first app on my phone that I decided to use is called Spirit Phone. It's made by Danny from Big Bird Audio, like all the ones that I use and trust, because he's actually a ghost hunter himself. But what this one is, it's a real-time EVP recorder. So as I'm doing the EVP session and asking the questions, you won't hear if there's a response until I play it back. But I'll hear everything real-time in my headphones. So here we go. I'm talking to the spirits that are in my house. I know you're here. You do not have to be afraid of me. I don't mean you any disrespect or harm as long as you do the same for me. So what I want you to do is this device I'm talking into, that I'm pointing at right now, I want you to speak into it and tell me your name. You'll have to talk really, really loud. Okay, I just heard something. Can you please say your name very, very loud? Okay. Is this device too hard to talk on? I tell you what, if this one is too hard, I want you to give me a loud knock. Gather up your energy if you have to. Take energy from me if you need to. Give me a really loud knock like this. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to unplug my headphones from it and play this back. Talking spirits that are in my house. I know you're here. You do not have to be afraid of me. I don't mean you any disrespect or harm as long as you do the same for me. So what I want you to do is this device I'm talking into, that I'm pointing at right now, I want you to speak into it and tell me your name. You'll have to talk really, really loud. Okay, I just heard something. Can you please say your name very, very loud? Okay, is it this device too hard on? Tell you what, if this one is too hard, I want to give me a love lock. Gather up your energy if you have to. Take energy from me if you need to. No. There were a couple things in there, but they were super faint. So I'm going to switch to the SV1 app. Hi, who's talking? Can you tell me your name? Why are you here? Did you live in this house? Thank you. What's your name, sweetie? Alright, hold on. I'll be right back, okay? So I heard a male voice that I couldn't quite make out, and there was a female voice there. She was saying something. I can't quite make it out, but she seemed to be responding to what I was saying or what I was asking. So I'm going to go ahead.
Hi, who's talking? Tell me your name. Why are you here? Did you live in this house? Thank you. What's your name, sweetie? Alright, hold on. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, to give you all a little background on my house, we're actually very lucky in a way to have this house. It's not on the historical registry, yet it is a historic house. It was built in 1919, used as several different things, including a private residence. At one point, it was a home for disabled veterans from World War One. The house that, not this house, but the house that was built where this one now stands, before this one was built, was the town doctor for Akron, and he was best friends with O.C. Barber, who founded Barberton. Now, more of a personal background. I've actually been staying in this house for a couple weeks now. And we're still in the process of moving all of our stuff into the house. Because, well, we couldn't afford to get a U-Haul truck, so we're having to use our minivan. to haul everything over here and doing several trips and trying to clean and do everything else and work, all at the same time. And so it just lengthens that process. But what I can tell you is two things. Before we even started moving into this house, even before we actually got the house, the first time I ever saw it, the first time I ever set foot, I was just taking a look. And it was actually the first house I actually went and saw. And I walked in, and it wasn't so much what I saw as the feeling I got. I'm like, yeah, this is mine. And almost immediately, I saw spirits in this house, in one form or another. The first one I saw actually was that day. I saw the spirit of a young lady, late 20s, early 30s, maybe, brunette, wearing a 1920s style flower dress, maybe 1940s style flower dress, and she was in my dining room, which is massive, by the way. It's like the whole house is just big. We actually have so much room in this house that even with all of our stuff from the apartment here, it doesn't even begin to fill up like the rooms that we have. And so GhostWolf Manor really kind of fits what it is, because it's more like a manor than a house. But anyways, I digress. And then recently, my dog Nacho, who I have in large part because I could get this house, because if it weren't for the fact that I got this, I wouldn't have him, because the apartments we were in didn't allow them. Oh, and I have something else kind of non-related to share with you in a minute. But anyways, Nacho is this big pit bull mastiff mix, and he's absolutely adorable. And he was very behavioral. To kind of give you his background, I met him when I started working for, my day job, which is I'm a kennel worker at One of a Kind Pet Rescue at the clinic. And that's where he was. He was kind of like my boss's office dog. And he did not like strangers at all, particularly men. Which is kind of understandable, given the situation that he came from. His former owner joined the military. He went into the Navy. And he had left him in the care of his brother. And his brother evidently caged him in a pop-up cage with another dog. And neglected them. And so he developed, trust issues with people. And every time he would see me, he would bark and growl at me. And this happened for probably the first month and a half, 2 months that I worked there. And then I wouldn't make a thing of it. I'd just walk by and go, "Hey, Nacho, what's up?" And one day, I decided, what, enough of this. I'm going to see if he's still going to growl at me. So, where the office is, there's like one of those barn-style doors that opens on top and bottom. And he would jump up whenever somebody would walk by on the bottom part and kind of stand against it. And either, bark and pant or growl at them, depending on whether he liked them or not. And so I walked up there, and he jumps up, and we're practically face to face. And he licks my face. I'm like, okay, that's progress. And from that moment on, I started, taking care of him. I would feed him. I would take him for his walks. Well, not walks, really. I would take him out to the pen. We have this penned-in area where they can just run around. And I would take him to that. And then probably like another week or two later, I was out there. I went out there to get him. And I opened, there's like two doors. There's the outside door, and then there's like a chain link gate. I went inside, closed the door behind me, opened the chain link gate, and he jumped up on me and licked my face. And, we'd already started at this point to form a bond. And, but that moment, I'm like, yep, this is my dog. And 2 months later, here we are. And he's home, and he's healthy, and he's happy. And he has not growled at anybody since he's been here. It's like a different dog. Seriously, it's almost miraculous. He's like a completely new dog. Except, in his room, he's got his own room. And in his room, there's a closet. And inside that closet is where I keep, like, his food and stuff. And when I would go to feed him, I would put my hand on the doorknob to the closet, and he would start growling. And he wasn't growling at me. He was looking right at the closet door and growling. I'm like, what are you growling at? Because I hadn't seen anything by that point. So I would open it up, and I'd give him his food, and he'd stop growling, and he'd chow down and wag his tail at me because he's a big, happy boy. And probably like 3 or 4 times of him doing that. I'm like, what the heck is going on? There's something going on. I already know that there's spirits in my house because I had already seen some point. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I opened the closet, and sure enough, floating right there at the top of the closet was a softball-sized orb. And this isn't something I saw on camera. I saw it with my own 2 eyes, which, it's kind of normal for me. I'm always seeing them. But I could tell because the way it looked that, like, if anybody had been standing there, they would have been able to see it too. And so he's already becoming like my ghost hunting dog. The other word, he will not go down in the basement of this house at all. And originally I was going to make the basement like his room. Like he was going to have the whole basement to himself. Not anymore, because he won't even go down there. He went down there like when we first started coming here. And then the second we moved in, he stopped going down there. And I don't think there's anything like negative or dark in this house at all, because I would sense it. But I don't think he knows what to make of what's, or rather who's down there. And I've made a deal. I vocally said, you can stay here as long as you want, as long as you're not, of evil intent. You're welcome here. Evil is never welcome here. But if you're not evil or dark or negative in any way, you're welcome here. Just don't mess with my dog. And it was funny. After I said that, which was actually on last night's show, but I don't think anybody heard it because of all the technical difficulties I was having. But yeah, I did say it last night. But this morning, I kind of woke up, and he was like a foot, maybe 2 feet away from me. And he was lying on his back, showing his belly, like somebody was giving him belly rubs. And, I was the only one there. So, I know stuff is here. I know there are spirits here. I'm pretty sure 2 of them reside here. I'm still waiting to see if Daniel is going to follow us over. For those that don't know, Daniel's kind of like this mischievous, although good-natured spirit from my old house, my apartment. And I'm waiting to see if he's coming over here, because I made it very clear to him he's welcome here. But, hi, Bubba. Want to say hello? He's wagging his tail, looking at me. You say hello? You go, woof. Can you do that? He licks my face instead. Hi, Bubby. Yes, hello. I love you too. My big boy. I'm pretty sure you can hear him sniffing at the microphone. Anyhow, so yeah, that's why I wanted to do tonight's show. That's why I decided to do this. I think of my home, wherever that is, whether it's here or the old place. I think of my home as a sanctuary for good-natured spirits. I don't care if they're here. And I have no fear of them at all. And I think that makes a difference with them. I do. I think they know and they appreciate that. In fact, I know they do. I've actually gotten EVPs proving that fact, that, because GhostWolf gets called on other people's EVPs all the time, apparently, and they're constantly saying it on ours. Now, we haven't been very active lately, because of work mainly, and plus moving, and I've been over here, and until like just this past week, we didn't even have internet here. So that's why a lot of people haven't been able to get a hold of me online and such, is because I haven't had internet until recently. So I figured, tonight was the perfect night to do the show. Now he's asleep again. Anyhow, so I'm going to do one more EVP session in part 1. So here we go. So I'm sure you just heard me talking to my listeners, and you know that you're welcome here as long as you're not evil and you don't mess with my dog. I realize that you were here, but this is my house now. I just want you to know that that doesn't mean you can't be here. Okay? Okay, cool. So, how many of you are here right now? There's one of you here right now? What's your name? Alright, hold on a sec. I'm going to switch to a different one.
So, I'm sure you just heard me talking to my listeners, and you know that you're welcome here, as long as you're not evil, and you don't mess with my dog. I realize you were here first, but this is my house now. I just want you to know that that doesn't mean you can't be here. Okay? Okay, cool. So, how many of you are here right now? There's one of you here right now? What's your name? Alright, hold on a sec. I'm going to switch to a different one.
Okay, so that was the playback. I have just a little bit over a minute left, so I'm going to switch to a different app, and I'll be using that when I come back. So don't go anywhere. Part 2 is coming up next.